Okay, looks like we're live. Welcome back. If you're just jumping in here wondering what it is that you're looking at, basically I have been on a journey for a few years now to learn how to code on my own, starting from zero. And I've gotten to the point now where I am basically finishing my final project as a full stack developer for CS50w. So let's get right into it. Yesterday we left off here trying to figure things out. Basically, the goal for today is to, you know what, just go ahead and try to figure out some of the CSS here. So let's jump right into Figma. And yeah, so basically the idea is to try to make the form on the left and the form feed to the right. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's try and figure out how we can do that. So again, we want to, right now it's like on top of each other. I want to make it so it's left and right. So how can we do that? So this entire return over here is inside of a div, and this is giving us our cards down here. So hold on a minute. So let's take a look at the very bottom here. Let's see. Hello, hello. Right, so this is basically what we are returning onto our HTML over here. It's this new post form and whatnot. So I believe that we should try and over here give this thing a class. Class is, or sorry, class name, and this should be equal to, let's call it the feedback layout. Just making up a name here, and let's go into our CSS file, which is it's somewhere in here. Let's see, static. I think it's this one, logged in CSS. Yeah. So, so I already have this feedback window in here. So let's try and see where I am calling that. I don't see that anywhere here. Feedback window. Let's see. Let's just try and find it. Feedback window. So no results. Let's just go ahead and down here, right, period, feedback layout. And I'm going to do display. Will be flex. And we'll put in a gap as well. Let's say 10 pixels. Let's reload this. So we have to load the server now. So that would be, yes. Source, we activate that virtual environment. And it's active, and now we go into our folder and python manage py run server. Alright, so let's try again to reload this. Alright, so I was reloaded. Let's see. Okay, so it's not doing much. Try again. Alright, so let's see again here. We'll take this class out. Feedback layout. has to be an email. Alright, so it's working now. Before it wasn't working because our CSS file is a static file, and static files are sort of saved in the cookies of the website of the web browser. And so, if you change the CSS, sometimes it doesn't load it again. You'd have to like clear the cache or something like that. But here we can see that it's working. Here it's not, so maybe we can do something like history, clear recent history, clear, reload, login again. And it's working. Okay. Let's take this out for a second. Okay, so let's get all this out for a minute. And my gap, let's make that to 5 pixels. Now it could be that I also have like some type of margin on these cards here, so it's kind of adding the margin plus the gap, so it's more than it's more than what we wanted. Let's try that again. Let's just take this gap out, I guess, because I think margin is enough. But the display is flex, and this is already starting to look a little bit closer to what we had in our Figma design here. Okay, so we have it on each side. Now I do want to stretch this like to the full width here. Or at least make it like a minimum width. So that would be the next step here. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and start putting in the colors. So we see that our feature should, the card's background should be this. So we'll copy that and find that card cards CSS. I'm just gonna paste that for a second. So our div class name card header, card whatever. So this card here, we want to open it up here and the card, and then we want to do I think it's background, and we want to do a background of this stuff here. I don't know if it needs to have that at the beginning. Okay. Reload. And so it does look a little bit different than the one. Like these two look different. I don't know that you can see that here. Let's make this red real quick. So if we were to do that, no, it's not loading. So let's again. Ooh, this is gonna be annoying. Let's go ahead and clear our history. Clear that. Reload. test2@gmail. test2. Let's do custom card. And over here I'm returning a class instead of a class name. I don't know if that's the correct thing to do. So I'm wondering if here, because it's already by the div, maybe that's what's going on here. Let's try it again. and this will be like a custom card. No. Let's go back. Gap. Maybe we could do a gap of minus 10 pixels. Or minus 20 pixels. Nope. Okay. Hold on 1 second, just trying to get this AI here logged in. Okay. Here it is. So I'm just gonna ask it, what is this how you change background color CSS for a bootstrap card? And let's see. It's saying yes, so I mean, the only thing I can think of again is this whole clear recent history, test 2 at and closed out of there by accident. Okay. feedback. So test2@gmail. Gmail. Two. So clearly something is up here, and also it doesn't work so well. I do want this like below a certain size to sort of present itself at the top, so we'll work on that as well. But this here, there's an issue here, so I gotta figure that out. This background color is not coming out. Card header, card body, da da da. So this div here, I'm trying to custom card. So I'm trying to change its background color. Custom card, background color red, let's see. Unless this red is no good, and then we have to just put in like a hex red color, which is this here. Okay. Let's do that. Saved automatically. No, that doesn't even help. So this custom card here is kind of useless, I guess. We'll get it out. Card color. Okay. I don't really know. Background. Is it background dash color? Is it just background? Now this is for, yeah, for each of these postcards here. Let's just go into Bootstrap and see what's going on over there. Bootstrap. Maybe we'll just speed up a lot of our CSS just using Bootstrap. Okay, and so our cards should be in here. Here's a card. Yeah, so it could be that I need another div surrounding all of this. So let's just say this div and somewhere in here another div. And maybe, just maybe, this class name here should be equal to custom card. Yeah, so so that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Class name custom card. So perhaps it is there, but it's being hidden by this up here. No, it's not. That's not what's going on. Cards. Here's a card. No idea how to do that. So let's just take this out of here and reload here. So I just want to make this like a certain, even a basic way, but so it's a class of card, and maybe the width, is that, should that also be part of it? So that would be like over here. No, that just breaks it. Let's see. No, that's not working. And so let's go back a little bit here. Style. Alright, so I think up to here we're okay. Other than we're not, our CSS is not really doing much over there. Content types, body, card. card W75 and then so it's W75. Got it. So maybe it should be, this is our card, so then we'll do W75. Let's try that. No, that's also not working. Actually, just messed up this down here. No. It could be also this over here. This feedback layout needs to be like a width of 100%. Let's try that. Nothing today. What is going on? It just doesn't do it. So let's go back here. W75, take that out. No. Feedback layout. Feedback layout should have a width of 100%, I believe. But it should be 100%. It should be, I guess, similar to this. Oh, that's already inside of the main content. I don't know if it's relative to that. And then feedback card should have a minimum width of 45 pixels. Oh. This turns out to be, no, 450 pixels. Um, no, not here. I guess it would be on the top here. Class name. Okay, that's looking more like it. You see? Perhaps we should do the same thing here for this over here. So this turns out to be 290 pixels. So that would be like a feedback form. And then a minimum width of, let's say how much was it? 289. Okay. Reload. And now it should all stay hopefully the same. I didn't put that in there yet. 1 second. So the feedback form will be the feedback form will be where was it? Maybe I should put a div over here with a class name of feedback form. Class name of feedback form. And finish it off over here. I guess that's looking a little bit better. We'll even turn this to 300 here. $320, let's do $320. $330. Now this is, I don't think this is like professional at all the way I'm doing this, but like as long as the code works in the end and the users are happy, right, it doesn't really matter. So I think we are getting onto something here. Let's reload this again, and it's a little bit more responsive. I will make this 350 and see how that goes. And now it really does seem like it's okay. See, so it doesn't matter how much I change it, things are not moving around so much. And I do want to be able to capture, let's say like right here. And so my screen at this point is, what is it, 1015 pixels. So I should be able to type in something like this down here. Okay, which will I think it's display none. It actually, it's the whole thing. Like this, none for 1015 pixels. So that's 1015. Let's see if that works. I don't think it's display none. Let me see here. My Flexbox cheat sheet. So there's a difference between display flex. Is it inline? What is the default display CSS? Let's do it block, display block. Go back here, reload. There it is. Okay. Now we still got some tweaking to do, but you get the point. That's the idea. And this card here would be this whole thing that I think it's the minimum width of 350. I think it's this one here. So I'm gonna put it down here, and I want to control the max width now. Or let's just leave it as like a static width. I wonder if that's even possible. Can we just do that? Let's try this again. Yeah, that's basically how I want it. Okay, like that. And yeah, so it's like obvious that these are two different things. I might have to add like a little bit of a div here to say what it is that people are looking at below. But now it's sort of working here, working a lot better. Now I still get the background that's like not all the way down, so that still needs work. But we're definitely getting there. And you see the menu up at the top, it's not sticky. Like it's just, it shouldn't be like that. So let's work on that as well. We still got a bunch of stuff to work on just on this one page here. Again, we still didn't even get to our dashboard or all the other services that this app is going to have. We're still stuck at the feedback here, but that's part of it. Okay, so let's just check one more time. This here could be a width of 100%. Let's see. No, I don't think that did anything. No, let's try again. So that is cutting in like that. Okay, I guess. This could be made like 665, 670. That could be up here. Right? 670. Okay, let's see again. I think it's definitely an improvement. Um, I wonder how big these cards are at this point. Like this should be the maximum. That's 500. So 500, the feedback card should be 500 maximum. Let's see. This will be a max width of 500. I might have to just not leave it, not put any minimums, so that it actually goes in there. Let's see. I said a max width of 500, right? So a minimum width of 350. I wonder if this is okay code. Yeah. Okay, so look, this is, I would say, as responsive as it gets. For the amount of time that I want to put into it, I don't think it's going to get any better than this, okay? So this could even be a little bit wider, I would say. These cards here, feedback card, minimum width. This could totally be like a 500. 500 and then make this like 2050. Okay. So, yeah. It's not gonna get more responsive than that. I mean, we don't even get a way to scroll horizontally here, so we are definitely addressing every possible case. And also, if our screen is huge, it'll stay okay here. If we go back to our design, it's looking, I mean, if you look at this, you look at the design we have, it's very similar. It's not the same, but it's very similar. I think that's okay. So we have our title. I guess the next thing we could do is try to implement here our little button next to our H2, which means that this H2 will also have to be a flex thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just do that next. Again, this in progress here, it's coming from the database. That's one of the fields that we are feeding back from our database. Now I just want to, instead of displaying as random text, I just want to make a button out of it. So let's go into our Bootstrap here, and we just look for buttons here, buttons. I don't think buttons need to have a, they don't need to have a link. And I want this button here, this success, perhaps. Also, you don't have to have a button in order to style it as a button. So you could put this class here of btn whatever to any div, and it'll show like that. So let's just do that. And this is success, so it would be like this, success. All right. So in our return for our thing here, for our post feed, we have our return for our post feed. It's right here. And we have this post title here. After this post title, I wonder if I just put a div in here and it's not gonna make a mess. Let's just try it. Let's just go for it, you know. Let's make a div here, and we're gonna call this like a custom header title, something like that. Class name is equal to, let's just call it custom card header. Make sure to have that over here as well. Custom card header. which will have a display type of flex, and I think that's all we really need for now. Now, the logic here is if we have that here, then we also need to have the P, and so we're gonna close this div here, and let's see so far what we have. So far we don't have anything, really. That's why we don't have anything, because I have a typo here. Let's try again. Okay, so I mean, it is working. You could see we have it next to it now. But I do have a couple issues with it, so let's just get right into it. I think that this in progress then should go, I don't know, is it a span? Is it something else here? In progress, class name text dark. Let's just do a class name of this. Wait, of this here. And reload. Yes, we're definitely getting closer here. Now it still has like these properties of being a button. Just leave it like that, who cares, you know? But definitely I would like to see that sort of in here, so that's the next step for me to figure that one out. I don't know, I'm just gonna go ahead, instead of using a div, I might just use a span. Post title space, and this will go over here. We'll take it out of this, so this will all be under an H3 for some reason. We can span it maybe, let's try that. Span, as far as I know, I think what that does is just take away the H3, so it just it basically just styles it as a regular just text. I'm gonna try a couple things here. We'll do this first, and obviously I want to have my button here. So post in progress. Try that, and there we have it. There we have it. So I think we should make it small. I wonder if that's an option here. Small. And yeah, just type in btn sm, and that should do it. We'll put that over here. Let's see. Yeah, so it's looking great. It's looking real good. And I do want to center it, so I think the way to do that is with the alignment. Let's try this card header. I hope this works. This card header. I don't know if this is gonna work, but align items, center. Nope, nothing to do. We could even delete all this, and it should look the same. You see, actually looks better. So maybe the H3 align items. H3 is a class, so maybe we just do this, align let's look at that sheet again. So that would be flex. Here it is. It's supposed to be in a container, so I don't know if this will work. Flex direction. Who knows? Align items. That's what we want to look for. So we'll put that in. Align items. Center. Let's see if that works. And voila, that is not working. Let's take out the display for a minute. Let's gonna have to ask the AI at this point. CS50w.ai. Login. How do I center the button with the title in this code here, which is this whole H3? Just want to align. Really, in the span they want that? Okay, let's try that. So the span now should have a class name equals to whatever, align content, and they want me to copy paste that code down here. We can delete that. Let's try that. No, that's not what they wanted. That's not how it is. Let's try taking this out. So I just want it all to be in one line. I know this is like being a little bit OCD, but it just helps to know these skills, you know, like this is how you learn. Like not working, so let's ask again. So how do I this is all showing in this same line, but the button looks like it is higher. Do I make everything look the same horizontally? Let's see. He said to get rid of this P over here. That makes sense actually. Span. So then we don't need this outer span. We just take that out. And we'll take out this one. Let's see. Voila. That looks great now. So we are definitely getting closer, and if we have it over here, this becomes now kind of obvious. Um, I mean, it doesn't get more responsive than this. That's as good as it's gonna get for now. I do want to attack this at some point. This is like some pre-filled stuff that we had in there. Maybe we'll just take it out for now. I wish that this was like automatically cleared out whenever I click on here, and I also wish that this was gray and not black. So let's do that now. This short descriptive title. You know what? Let's not do that now. I think the next thing that we should do is the button here. So let's look at the design again. We have this button here for people to upvote, which should show here. I'm just thinking how to do this because I think this button, what it is, it's just maybe like a div. So this will be two divs in here. So this down here, let's just start with that. That'll be two divs. So this is a good way of doing it here. So this testing, this basically this post description here, which is all this here, should be divided into two. Which might mean that I already have the infrastructure. I already have the card body as its own div. So maybe I could just go ahead and make a button there. What kind of button should we use? Let me know in the comments. Which kind of button should we go over? Should go over there? The thing about using these blue buttons is that it's so obvious that you're using Bootstrap. Like, it looks so bootstrappy, the whole design here. I would say primary. Why not primary? Let's go with this. Let's just paste that in there and see how it looks. So we have our post description. Then we have our button. I might want to make a small change here, which is this card body definitely needs to be flexed. Align content. We don't need that. So we just put card body display flex. Yes, let's see. Okay, it's getting there. Let's replace it with a little icon for a thumbs up. So let's just find one. Thumbs up icon. Yeah, something like this. I don't want to use I don't want to use like a photo. I just want to use an actual special character. Yeah, this one might be okay. Why not use this one? This is a classic one. So we'll put that in here. Okay. And then because we have access to the data that we're taking from the server, we are passing this thing called upvotes. So we could actually just go ahead and type in our variable in here of post.upvotes. Just like that. And let's reload it. So right now it's at 0 because obviously they all have 0. But if we were to go into the database here, so that's Python manage py shell. Again, we're going like full circle here. We're going and doing CSS, which is super, it's like the most front end thing you could do, to doing the most back end thing that you could do, in my opinion, which is the going to the database. So let's go in there, and we want to from, I think it's from feedback dot models import star, which means import all. And we want to get one of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and just going to get first the post, which would be a feedback dot objects dot get, where the pk primary key pk equals 1. And if we go into post dot post, let's see the models for a second here. I think it's this one, post dot feedback likes. We have 0. Okay, so I want to do here post dot feedback likes is equal to 1, and I want to save that post dot post dot save. Now I'm gonna reload my page here, and you'll see that this one here has 1 like. Right, so that's how we would be saving it if we were to save it, which we are not at the moment. And let's see, I do want to have like an automatic gap between two of these, just like, this is super rough design. Again, design, I wouldn't say, like, I like designing in Figma, I just don't like CSS so much. It's very, like my goal as a developer is to develop the minimum viable product, and then if it does well, hire an actual front end, maybe even a UX person who knows how to code in the front end, who's proficient with CSS. Or should I just learn how to use Tailwind CSS? It's always in the back of my head, Next.js, Tailwind. Let me know if you have any thoughts about it. The next thing I want to do is put that button to the right. So let's go back to the cheat sheet here for our Flexbox. And there's multiple ways of solving for that. I think one of them is just do space between justify content. So back in our CSS file, we can do justify content. We have our, let's see, feedback card body here, display flex, and we could just do justify content, and then we could do a space between. Let's see if that actually does anything. It does. It looks great. Okay. I think that's actually a good solution because as this grows, it'll eventually reach to here, and then let's see how that actually grows. So test 3. Let's do another test here. Test 4, let's say. And then I'm just going to write a ton of stuff here, like a really long comment. This guy really does have a lot to say, and then I'm going to suggest the feature. And so that's the behavior. That's the behavior. It's working okay. We just need to edit the height of this button, and I think we should be okay. But in general, you see there works okay. Now we should be sorting this by likes or upvotes. But I don't know that we're going to get that to today. So I think that is it for today, guys. Thank you for joining. As you see, you never know when you're going to make progress. The point is to put in our hour of coding or 2 hours of coding a day, and the results will come. So let's see here. This button, how could we make it so that it has a maximum width? It would have to be, I mean, I don't know how else. It would have to be editing this button here, but it's not, this thing's not liking using the same class names on custom stuff. So our height has to be 40, I believe. So that's 40. Height of 40 pixels. Okay. Okay. We're gonna call it a max height of 50 pixels. Or even 60 pixels. I actually like more having it like that. Which is original, which is how we had it in the design, where the number's at the bottom. So let's do that. Let's just display flex. We're just flexing everything today. Let's see. I don't think we need to do it like that. I think we just break BR. Span. Let's see. Span. This is getting overly complicated for no good reason, so I'm gonna head back to where we were before. Okay. The button max height could be left like that. This whole span situation here, we just get rid of it. gap of 15 pixels. Okay, so that looks better over there. And let's see, so the height we don't have to control. Let's just leave it so that the width is 57 no matter what. Width is 57. Let's try that. And let's see, 60. Oh, we got problems left and right here. I'm just noticing this button also is getting messed up because we're using the same we're using this thing here, so let's just get rid of it for now and we will resolve for all this later. Basically all we're trying to resolve for is the fact that the button changes height in a weird way. Which now that I'm thinking about, maybe it's just a matter of putting it inside of another div. So let's try that. Where's the button here? So let's just div it. Why is it all green now? Div. Out div. See. Why is the bottom one like that? I'm still not sure why that is. Okay. Is it a matter of giving it a minimum width? Maybe minimum. I lost all this stuff here. it was a BTN, a BTN what? BTN primary. That way the other one won't get messed up. This one up here. Primary, and my display is, everything is fine. The only thing is we want a minimum width. I think it was 55 pixels. How about 75? This thing here, let's give it 99 likes. So that is still showing okay, I guess. What if we gave it 199? Like basically 4 digits. Okay. I mean, again, given the time and resources and whatnot, that's pretty good. I see that we messed up our thing again here, though. Feedback card. So this feedback card, I really would like it to be maximum of that. So let's see, that's giving us 590. 590 pixels. And we're going to call that our max width. Again, so that's 590 in max width. That's it. Okay, just like that. I mean, it doesn't get better than that if you got, you know, for how hard this stuff is. Okay. Part of what's going on in this card here is that we have this like weird, it looks like we have some type of weird padding somewhere. So that's our form, feedback form. You see we have this, let's try to take this out of here. No, so that didn't help. So why is the H2 like that? That's what I'm not understanding. Okay. So maybe it's coming from our H2s. Let's see. So we have, do we have any type of H2 or whatnot, which, no, we don't. Our form itself, like this is okay, but then for some reason this H4 short description, let's just take this out. I don't even know why that's in there. Ah, that's why. Let's take the card header aspect out of it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it even needs to be I don't even know. Should it be like an H5 even? Beautiful. And then our description, the same. We don't need to be a card header up there. And make that an H5. Looking much, much better. And let's add one more little notch of padding here. And I think that is kind of good enough. I mean, I want this to clear out whenever I click though. That I'm not sure how to do that. I wonder, is there a way to on-click? Like to add an on-click? Let's ask the AI. 1 second. How to clear Vimit whenever user clicks on text area. Because whenever user clicks on text, use the onFocus event. That's true. And then it's a function in and of itself of set title to that. Let's try it. I'm not so happy with it. I wonder like if every time it's going to change it. So let's take a look here. Okay. Good enough. Let's see. No, so that's not clearing it out. The opposite. So I would take this out. I don't like messing with my variables like that directly on the actual, basically on the actual HTML. And it isn't working anyway, so, you know. Is there a better way? Yeah, so instead of instead of this. That's it. On change, handle title change, max length will stay the same, the value will continue to be the title, and so the only thing I'm missing would be my placeholder. So I think that should do it. Here. Let's try that. Perfect. So you see now it's like grayed out automatically. And if I click on it, it'll let me type in there without any problems, really. Short description title, let's change it from that and just to say I would like to see the following feature in the app. I would like to see advanced migrations. And then over here, again, we're going to take all this out and we're going to use a placeholder. I would like to see better a feature to do complete based on custom. I just made something up. To then when you type, and when you type, we're going to do a last test here. Last test, and then last test before we move on. Suggest that feature, and that shows up down here. So it's working. And then we can upvote it. Fine. And again, this is all still very nicely responsive. Okay. And I do want to point out though, FYI, that if we go into the server here, we're going to notice that yes, we are getting like all of these feedback cards, all these post suggestions that people are making there. But I do want to point out that actually, no, I'm pointing out something that's not right. I am getting all the feedback objects. So it's not just the objects for the user that's currently logged in. I am getting it for all the users, which is what you want to do. let's continue here. Something else that has been driving me crazy is the fact here, let's see, that I am loading this background on, like, for some reason the background is not going all the way down. Like, you see it turns white afterwards. And also my top bar should stay up there. It should be sticky. So let's take a look up here in our, again, in our CSS file. How do I make this sticky to the top? Let's see. How to make nav bar sticky to the top. Add this little bit of code up here. Reload. Hopefully it didn't break. And it did break. No, it didn't break. It did break. Let's see. Something is up here, and I'm not sure what. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. I think that we made a little bit of progress for today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll come back at this with some refreshed, a little bit refreshed, and we'll be able to figure this out. But for tomorrow, I gotta figure out a way of how to actually make all this stuff scroll. It could be that part of this is that I don't know what it could be actually. So tomorrow we'll figure it out. In the meantime, thank you for joining, and see you guys in the next one.